LA Lakers by 1. Just a few weeks ago, these teams met, had 6 lead changes in the final 63 seconds. Clippers won by 1. Morris connects, falling down, and the Clippers retake the lead 103-102. Third lead change in the last 26 seconds. Now James gives it up to Westbrook. Driving in Covington, puts up an air ball. LeBron throws it away. Covington got the steal. And let's see what the call is here. Did Covington step out of bounds? It appears so, and it will be Laker ball. For the second and a half difference on the shot clocks.
Russ with the miss. Bron coming in.
Was LeBron out of bounds?
I think that's what they might review to go check if Bron was out of bounds. We couldn't see from that angle. We haven't seen a review yet from either coach.
Well, here's the thing. If they ruled that it was off of Covington, that will have T. Lue will have to then call for the replay.
I'm going to say, oh, well, we can't see from that angle. Oh, yeah.
But again, they called it out of bounds on Covington right there, not on LeBron James. At least that was the initial call on the floor, which would mean T. Lue then would have to challenge it to show via replay that it was off of LeBron James.
Well, if the Clippers get the ball, then the Lakers have to foul immediately. That puts the Clippers in a position, knock down 2 free throws, put them up by 3, and now the Lakers are in a tough spot because they're down by 3 with 24 seconds to go.
So Tyronn Lue is not going to challenge it, at least not yet.
Timeout, Lakers.
So it'll be Laker ball, 9 on the shot clock, 24.5 on the game clock. Clippers by 1.
That's everything.
As you watch this here, does LeBron step out? It was ruled that it was off Covington. But it's one of those, I understand Frank Vogel wanting to set something up with 9 seconds left on the shot clock, but it's one of those things where, like in football, you know what, just snap it. Get up there and inbound it quickly before T. Lue has time to talk about it with his staff, which he did. And then eventually, during the timeout that was called by Frank Vogel, he challenged the ruling on the floor.
It's weird because the right foot, you can't, the left foot by LeBron, which was the first one to drop, you can't see if that was on the line or not. It was too close. So then the question becomes the second foot, his right foot. If that right foot drops before the ball gets off, you know, it's hard to see, and this is going to be a tough one for the officials. But it's been deemed Laker ball, so they have to have pure evidence to say that it needs to be overturned.
Correct. Which, from the looks that we showed you, it's hard to say with certainty that LeBron James was out of bounds. Let's take another look here, guys. So the left foot, he's inbounds.
He's inbounds.
Okay. Let's look at the ball. When his right foot hits the ground, where's the basketball?
It's out. It looks out, but it just.
The foot looks out, or the ball looks out?
No, the ball. I'm saying no. The left foot is in.
Right. Look at the right foot.
Okay, and. Yeah, you can't see if it's like the follow through is the ball could be out of his hands on the follow through. I don't know. We'll allow the officials over there that's got Secaucus on deck ready to make the right call.
Man, that is a tough call. But again, to your point, the original ruling was that it was off of Covington. Frank Vogel called a timeout to set up a play with 9 on the shot clock. T. Lue had a little bit more time to talk to his staff, and then they said, yes, let's use our coach's challenge. Again, you wonder if you're the Lakers, did you just want to get up there and inbound the ball and just trust that LeBron James would make the right play in that situation, so the Clippers don't have more time to talk about it and then decide to challenge it.
And even if you're in that space, you can inbound the ball and then call a timeout. Like, so get the ball out, throw it in, call a timeout, then run the play, whatever you want to do. So, like, you're still going to burn the timeout, but at least take away the opportunity for T. Lue. Because I believe once they give the ball back once they hand the ball to the Lakers, then the opportunity to call that, if I'm not mistaken.
So let's see, they're taking a long time to look at this.
This is a tough one.
They're trying to piece it together to see again. The left foot looked in. The right foot, is it Is he stepping out of bounds and the ball still in his hands, or did it leave his hand before the right foot touched out of bounds? And then also after that, did Covington, the other thing is after this too, if let's say LeBron James is ruled to be inbounds, does Covington knock it out of bounds here after it hits his left hand?
Yeah, that's out.
Yep, that's out. Just have a hard time seeing them overturn the ruling on the court based on the replays that we've been showing you. If it's Laker ball, they have 9 seconds to shoot. To RJ's point, if it's Clipper ball, the Lakers then have to foul pretty quickly because you have a half-second difference between the game and shot clock.
And I think there's just a little bit of extra time. Obviously, the referees are trying to get this right because this is a play that is potentially going to decide the game. But I don't see anything there that can overturn it. And I'm not saying LeBron James wasn't out. What I'm saying is that that's a difficult one to try and get correct. I do think that they need a time limit on it, though.
Agreed. It was close to simultaneous. It was that close. Again, conversations going on with the replay center and Zach Zarba and his crew. Lakers have missed their last 4 shots, and they got a good look there. Russell Westbrook missed a shot. James tried to put it back, could not. Each team with 1 timeout remaining. Both teams are over the foul limit. If it's Laker ball, 9 seconds to shoot. Put the ball in LeBron James' hands here and let him make the decision on whether to take the shot or make the pass.
Yeah, you're going to put it obviously in his hands. But for Frank Vogel, he probably already knows what play he's going to drop. He's just waiting to see if it's their ball or not. But ultimately, you still want to go quick because you want to make sure that if you do miss it, you have multiple opportunities for a 3-point shot or something. But like this is where I do believe there needs to be a time limit. There needs to be a clock. And if in 2 minutes you can't decide, then it's got to stay with the original call.
Right.
Because this is affecting gameplay. This is affecting people being warmed up. I understand the effort is to get it right, but you're also affecting gameplay by allowing it to take this long.
It feels like, what, about 4 minutes of real time here that it's taken? And the officials are done looking at it. Actually, we're being told now it's going on 7 minutes. 7 minutes.
Yeah, 4 minutes. I was trying to figure out where you went.
I'm just guessing.
After review, the right foot of LeBron James was down, out of bounds when his hands were in contact with the basketball.
Okay.
This happened prior to the out of bounds by Covington. The challenge by the Clippers is successful. It is LA ball. We're putting 20.
They wanted to be sure. LeBron James is coming over now to talk to RJ.
How can you challenge a play that's not called on the floor? I think that you asking the wrong player, bro. I'm with you, but I think that's what the ball was. Covington knocking the ball off the pitch. You can't go back and challenge and say that you were out. Well, they were trying to challenge to see if you were out first.
I think you can review the whole play in that situation when they touch that, but Frank Vogel is arguing that. Frank Vogel has the same argument that LeBron James does. We'll be back in a moment. It's Clipper ball.
Allergy sufferers. Bedtime means it's time to take.
Okay, the left foot in. Watch the right foot. The officials ruled via replay that the ball was still in LeBron's hand when his right foot touched out of bounds. So they put a couple seconds back on the clock. There's a 2.5 second difference between the game and shot clocks. And the Clippers were in danger, awfully close to an 8-second backcourt violation. But the Lakers are called for a foul with 1 second to spare.
That is. Look, Zach Zarba is one of the best in the business, but here, well, the problem is that right there, Zach deems that they're trying to foul. That's what they're trying to deem. So right there, that's not a foul, but they're deeming that the Lakers are trying to foul.
So what we said So the Lakers are now challenging. Let's go back, though, to LeBron's question, all right?
Yes.
So the save by LeBron, we were being told this by the replay center, was part of the play. You can review the whole play. It was part of the Covington out-of-bounds sequence. Therefore, it's reviewable by the referees as part of the challenge.
Yes.
Which makes sense. That's why they were looking at it. I just think the Lakers either weren't aware of the rule or weren't told that by the officials that they can review the whole play. Now they're looking to see, was there a foul on Horton Tucker?
Well, and again, if there's no foul, does that go to a jump ball? It's
Clipper possession, right?
It's Clipper possession, so
in the backcourt,
there's no foul there.
Let's see, was there contact there? A little bit with the left hand.
But you're allowed to touch a player. But I think if you're Zach Zarba, you see that on this right here. You're trying to foul right here, so you're trying to foul. So now they're basically, like, Zach Zarba is probably looking at this saying that the Lakers are trying to catch him and foul him. And now we're going to get another 7-minute review.
If there's no foul, they've got to go back and look at how much time's on the shot clock and the game clock, because you got to inbound it from the backcourt then if you're the Clippers, and you still have to get it across before you have that 8-second backcourt violation. But the last 5 seconds, 6 seconds of game time have taken over 10 minutes real time here because of replay review. 103-102. The Clippers and Lakers are both out of timeouts, which is a factor if you want to try to advance the ball. Obviously, you can't do that in a late game situation via timeout because you don't have one. Both teams are over the foul limit. Reggie Jackson will be at the line if the call on the floor is upheld. If the challenge...
After review, there's been no illegal contact deemed on Horton Tucker. It's a successful challenge for LA. We're going to put 19.9 on the game clock, 17 on the shot clock. The Clippers will get the ball free throw line extended. LA maintains their timeout.
Well, see, this is where it becomes a disadvantage still for the Lakers because all they have to do is throw it past half court.
Right, but they get their timeout back too to advance it if they need to later. But yes, to your point, the Clippers now still have to get it into the front court.
Yeah, but look, you just got to make that pass. Is it a risky pass? Do you have to accomplish something? Yeah, but ultimately, if you're the Clippers, you should be able to get that ball above in a second because you could just throw it in and then it's fine.
4 seconds off the clock, 13 minutes real time.
Sounds about right. Uh-oh.
That's an
8-second violation. What are you doing?
It's going to be Laker ball.
This is
not sure what Reggie Jackson was thinking there. Got to get it ahead. Give the Lakers credit for guarding that mid-court line.
But why would you throw the ball back there? You only had 1.2 seconds to get it across.
Don't understand that at all. Neither does Ty Lue. So it's going to be Laker ball, down 1 with 17.8 remaining.
Are there any more? Yeah, well, you still want to go quick. You still want to go quick because that'll allow you for time to bring the ball up versus advancing it. 18 seconds is a ton. If you want to go in 5 or 6 seconds, whatever you do, you don't want to shoot this ball with 6-7 seconds left.
Lakers' last field goal came at the 2:45 mark on the game clock, which is about a half an hour ago.
Wow.
Here's James, 21 points. Covington is on him. They've been jawing all game. LeBron with 10. Lakers down 1. Here comes the double. James gives it up. Anthony, deep three.
Short.
Rainbow short. Rebound Covington. Lakers have the foul, and they do with 2.2 remaining. But even if the free throws go and it's a 3-point lead, Lakers do not have a timeout to advance the ball. What'd you think of the shot?
just the play. You're disappointed. Look, obviously, Bron has 3 players on him. If you're Carmelo, you can go, you can do anything, but that is a deep deep three. We know Carmelo has that range, but with that amount of time, that's a deep, deep shot. You need a bucket if you put your head down and try and get something. But I also think that LeBron James took too long to get into that set, because now with that shot, now you have 2 seconds, and it makes it very, very difficult.
This very similar game to the Laker-Clipper contest. There was a Clipper home game back on February 3rd where there were 6 lead changes in the final minute. Reggie Jackson was the hero at the end of that game. He was almost the GOAT with the turnover, the 8-second backcourt violation. Now he has a chance to hit another free throw and give the Clippers a 3-point lead. And again, the Lakers are out of timeout, so they can't advance the ball. 2.2 seconds left. Jackson hits.